Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. I think I'm go back. All right. Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. We're here in Newark at the Newark sign for Frederica Bay Way. Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. I'm here again with Yusuf Shabazz, who has an issue with UMDJ, the hospital there, Rutgers Hospital there on Bergen Street. And I've been with him for the last, I would say, 5 years since COVID. 5 years plus. And we still have not got this situation resolved. Yusuf, do you want to tell your story?
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
Good morning, my name is Yusuf Shabazz, resident here in Newark. I was a patient at UMD Hospital here in Newark, Rutgers, which is a medical school, but it's a hospital that we need in the city, to provide standard care for individuals that go there seeking medical assistance and help as far as healing and recovery. My situation is, I was at the hospital. I was misdiagnosed by a Dr. Merchant. I met a Dr. Cavey. He did a corrective surgery to rectify the error that Dr. Merchant made. And then having these procedures to help me heal better, I had a number of occasions where I went to the hospital for motilities, balloon flotation, because it affected my esophagus. The surgery that Dr. Merchant performed tightened my esophagus, stapled it up, and I couldn't swallow, move my bowel, or eat any kind of food. Dr. Cavey, in the corrective surgery, he took the staples, the sutures out, and the scar tissue began to grow, messing up my sphincter where it wouldn't open. So I had to have numerous procedures just to get physically right and overcome the difficulty that I was having, which I still have as of today, and bring you up to date on my situation.
Take your time, brother.
Doing these procedures, I wasn't properly informed on the results. I didn't consent to leaving stuff inside of me, and I kept complaining. I kept complaining to the doctors on numerous visits with the GI doctor follow-up, Dr. Matthew Bena, and Dr. Cavey, as well as patient advocacy, and nothing was done about it. However, most recently, I went to an independent GI doctor, and he scoped me and found a clip inside my stomach that was causing major problems. At that time, I went to patient advocacy and explained to him, I feel like a complaint related to that. One of the workers, Mr. Hartley, he didn't take my complaint. He just acknowledged it. I went to Dr. Bena, Matthew, and explained to her that, I'm having complications. There's a pain in my chest. And I asked her a question. Did you or the surgical team or one of the members leave anything inside me during any of these procedures that I had? She said, no. I have it recorded here on my phone. She said, we didn't leave anything in you. So I produced the paperwork from the doctor that did the independent scope.
Okay.
It says there's a metal clip inside me.
And the clip is still inside of you at this point?
No. What happened was, when I explained it to her, and she said it wasn't nothing inside me, I pulled out my paperwork and showed her. She said, let me see. I said, no, it's supposed to be on your records right there before you. So what I did, she seen it. I said to substantiate or validate that there isn't anything inside me, perform the necessary tests so we can resolve this matter. She said she had to call Dr. Cavey and whatever, reach out to necessary hospital officials, and she did. She scheduled an esophagram, and where I drank some type of liquid and it showed
Sure.
it showed that it was a surgical clip inside it, right there. Surgical clip. That's just a surgical clip.
Scalp chest radiation demonstrates again existence of surgical clip.
Right.
Overlaying the lower of esophagus.
And at that time, the next day, they made arrangements and they took it out. So I went to patient advocacy and complained about it again. Yesterday, I went to the hospital for a follow-up, related to my situation. And doing all this medical complications occurring and going on, they provided me with a primary care from the hospital. I didn't request it, they gave it to me, which was a Caucasian woman. I seen her once or twice.
Take your time.
Yesterday I went to the hospital, and when I went to the hospital yesterday, an African-American young woman came in the room. She said, "I'm Dr. Wilmer." She said, "I'm your primary care." I said, "My primary care was a Caucasian lady that they gave me, I guess, to clean up the accidents or the errors that they made." So, she came in, we began talking. She said, "You didn't want me?" I said, "Yeah, I would like to have your assistance along this standard care, proper medical treatment." We conversing, talking, everything. She sit down to the computer and she said, "I see you was here on the 23rd. On the 23rd, and we took some food out you. You had stuck in some." I said, "No, sister, they done indoctrinated you already. That's not the issue. The issue was they left a surgical clip inside me. That's what they took out. Records will reflect. It messed up my motility."
Record right there.
Yeah, the record right here. I have it right here. And she had to change her position now, to which she acknowledged what I'm saying. But I'm letting you know, like, if you have an issue with the hospital, it's time to stand up and speak out, because a lot of people is not getting proper medical care from this hospital up here. Not that we want to close down. We want to see medical help and stop being treated like guinea pigs or experimental purposes. I really need help with this situation. I have an ongoing problem with my medical condition, and I'm not getting a proper assistance from the city officials or any type of legal service that I'm reaching out to resolve this matter. I would like to resolve it the way, I be compensated for my injury. Yes, compensated for my injury, because, it's medical neglect. And I would like to read right here from my notes I'm putting together, trying to submit to the hospital and the officials. Yeah. Look at it. It's blown away. Yeah. Oh, man. What is that?
Again, anyone can assist Brother Yusuf in his ongoing struggle with UMDJ. Please reach out to him.
It was the way a mistake of this nature should have never had occurred, because when a hospital, a surgeon, or a team member of that operating team is neglectful or not aware of what they're doing due to fatigue, this could have been preventable had they followed the proper protocol and safety procedures when performing the operation. They owe the duty to a patient to provide a professional care and services, not to leave tools or instruments inside of them. It goes on continuously on numerous occasions at different times in different hospitals. We don't hear about it because they don't publish it. They try to push it aside and resolve the matter. But however, somebody should be held liable for this, the hospital, the surgeon, or the team members that was in the room when this occurred to me. I don't know which one did it, but at the same time, when they talk time out, we don't know who is operating on us in the hospital, because they're students. However, a clip was left inside of me, and I would like to seek the type of resolution for that.
Is there anything else you'd like to say at this point?
Well, it could have been in me for a long period of time, because I was suffering, you know. But had I not went to an independent GI doctor and found it was in there, it would still be in me today, because on numerous occasions I went to the hospital for x-rays and autotomies and barium swabs, and they seen it. Yeah. But they didn't say anything or do anything. That's because I don't have the necessary backing and backing me to push what I'm saying. That's why we're being neglected and abused in the medical system. There's a lot of discrimination up there. Had I been of another active race and started making laws, it would have been resolved. But you know.
Again, it's the same old, same old.
That's right.
What we used to call the okie doke.
Yeah, definitely the okie doke.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I do have the paperwork to substantiate. A clip was left inside of me, and it was extracted on 6/23/2026 when I was suffering.
June 26th.
That's this year.
This year, 2 months ago. Again, we at BASA News have been interviewing Yusuf since COVID about this situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we will continue to interview him over and over, because his cry is a cry of our city. It's a human cry. And if we don't have compassion for those that's in need, there's something that's not right. Again, this is Zachariah Jackson, BASA News, at the Newark sign in Newark, New Jersey, Frederica Bay Way. God bless.
Thank you.